Welcome into Robert Crown Community Center and Ice Complex here in Evanston, Illinois for a 10:30 a.m. matchup between the Mammoth Bantam and the Rockford Bantam prospects in this Tier 2 white division. Myself, Mike Napolitano, and my broadcasting partner, Aaron Schellen, on the call for this one. It'll be a great game here today. I saw a Bantam matchup last night with Eric Willowite. That got heated quickly between the Jets and the Sabres, so expecting similar style here today. Aaron, what are you excited for here in this 10:30 a.m. matchup?
Well, I'm excited that I got here safely.
That's
the
true.
roads weren't exactly terrific on the way in, but you and I were talking about this before the game, Mike, that Bantam level is sort of that first age group where these kids are not only allowed to body check, but it's encouraged.
Right.
So you tend to see a lot of back and forth and the bodies flying around. I love calling Bantam hockey for that reason.
Might see some physicality between these two teams today, both in blue. You've got the Mammoth in their home whites with the light blue numbering on their backs and striping on their socks. You've got the Rockford Roadrunners in their royal blue, or that solid blue with the R spoke in the middle, almost Bruins-like.
We're going to be in Rockford for the first time, I think, ever. Next weekend, myself and Ethan Wiles are going to be there to do, or not next weekend, 2 weekends from now. We're going to be there to do 4 games, I think, in one day. I believe that's on the 21st, so looking forward to that for sure.
Rockford faithful and Rockford sports fans may recognize that name. Ethan Wiles does a lot of the sports reporting up there for a lot of the local high school football and baseball.
Ethan is a well-known figure in the Rockford area for sure.
Around the Ice Hogs as well. So we're going to get ready to start this one between Ethan's Rockford Roadrunners and the Mammoth, who are the home side here in Evanston. Referees checking to make sure each goaltender is ready. For the Rockford side of things, that is Easton Griffith. And we'll get a number for you real quick here on the Mammoth side of things. I only saw one goaltender as they were walking up, and I believe that was number 30, Camden McCann, but I'll just double check that once he turns around. Mammoth into the zone, in the offensive zone. A rising shot saved by Griffith. Comes out in front, back door, and falling, but still trying to make the play. War the Mammoth. Thrown back in front, but dark blue jerseys there as Rockford will break out across their blue line. Not quite up against the opposing blue line, and the Mammoth will take this back and regroup in their own defensive zone.
Before we get any further, I want to thank the people here at Robert Crown to make sure that we were set up when things were a little hectic when we walked in today. So I want to just give a shout out to the people here at Robert Crown, making sure that we had everything we needed to put on this broadcast this morning.
As there's a save by Griffith, the glove save, so we'll get a face-off to his right side. That is the stick and blocker side there. Both goaltenders, same setup. As the Mammoth win that one and dump that puck deep down into the zone. Rung around the boards but sent back to the Mammoth. Thrown to the point, but nobody was in reach, so that'll go all the way back down. No icing here. It was the Mammoth that passed that puck back. Bringing that around the boards and up. Over the blue line now. Almer taking it. A couple of stick handles, not able to get through a few. At the blue line, the Mammoth line up and dump that puck deep. Rockford now, not able to get out of their zone. That's kept in by Perkins. Thrown down low. Rockford along the half wall, not able to poke that puck out either. And cleared all the way back down. This may go down for an icing. That's going to get waved off. We're going to play on here. Mammoth trying to move that puck out of the zone as number 82, James Perkins, once again. Moving back out with it are the Mammoth, and just offsides was Core as he received the pass, so we'll get a whistle and a stoppage of play. 12:03 here left in the first period. No score still. Aaron had mentioned at the start of the broadcast that we made it here safely. Hopefully all the parents did as well. If you're watching along at home, maybe you're not shoveling, cozied up, taking a break, but hopefully all the players are here safely as well. I know the storms got pretty bad last night.
I had to snow blow this morning. I couldn't get out of my driveway.
Same here, and that's a shot from the point. That finds its way in. Rockford has struck first. Number 5, that is Aiden Tucker with the goal. Looks like it may have deflected off of a Mammoth defender on its way towards the net, but that is our first strike of the day here. And the away team, Rockford.
Yeah, definitely screened the Mammoth goalie. I don't know that he saw it. There was a lot of space on that near side by that near post, and just tucked in and gives Mammoth a 1-0 lead.
Back underway here as the Rockford Roadrunners pivot in their own zone, try to go up the half wall, are not able to. Puck stays in. Thrown down low to get to this near side here. Mammoth keeping this puck in. Down low, trying to move it to the front of the net was number 44 for the Mammoth. Thrown in front once again, off a skate in the slot, and Rockford is going to be able to take this puck out. 2-on-1, 3-on-1 possibly if they hurry. A shot from the far side hits the glass high and wide behind the net, but a wraparound, a 360 attempt in front of the net, and that's stuffed home. Number 15 for the Rockford side, that is Lucas Milne tucking that home.
Yeah, Milne, a big kid out in front, and tried to spin around on the backhand. Didn't get the first one to go, but kept jamming at it and gives the Roadrunners 2 quick goals here in the first period.
Roadrunners had a nice break there. It was number 24, Logan Godot, leading the rush, I think, along with Carson Schaefer, and just not able to do it on the initial attempt, but Lucas Milne able to 360 in front of the net, a little spinorama, and tuck that home. So it's a 2-0 lead for the visitors here.
And a bit of a
puck's offside.
Defensive breakdown, I think, by Mammoth as well, as Milne was standing out in front all by himself and got 3 or 4 whacks at it without a white jersey on him.
Face off in front of the Mammoth bench. Won by Rockford. Looking to re-enter the zone. That's number 99, Cade Sowick. But this puck pops back out to center, and Rockford will have to regroup. Wagner now. Backhand sauce across. Tried to go D to D, but instead he found a winger. Gets out to center. Popped up along the wall and all the way back down into the Rockford end. Rockford's going to have to hurry. There's pressure there coming from the Mammoth. Not able to be kept in, though, and Rockford looking to get out. Franz's stick was fallen upon, so not able to play that puck, but...
Yeah, not a hold, but
yeah, no.
Definitely the Mammoth skater fell down on the stick.
Stepanewski giving pressure. Puck gets turned over to him, able to throw that deep into the zone, but it's Rockford that'll pick that puck back up. Sliding through the zone was the first goal scorer, Aiden Tucker. Took out a Mammoth player on the way, but both are back up to their feet now. Puck is cleared out of the zone. The Mammoth will regroup in the neutral zone. Core trying to pop that over the blue line. It gets in, but Stepanewski had a checker on him, not able to move that through. Core back up with it, moves around one, into the slot, a rising shot and a nice glove save from Easton Griffith. He hasn't been tested too often, but flashes the leather there.
So do you think the Utah Mammoth have paid any sort of licensing rights to this Mammoth squad? You would think, hey, these guys had the team name first.
You know, and they were going to go with the Utah Yeti, and they got shut down by that Yeti Corporation that makes all the tumblers and the thermoses. And you'd think that this Mammoth team would have to take hold of that.
Give us some new equipment, some new jerseys, some new sticks, something, right?
It's funny because you and I, we've done Mammoth games before. There's a shot, and the leather is flashed once again by Griffith. We'll get another whistle. But we've done Mammoth games before, and before it was, you just look up Mammoth Hockey Club online, and that's the first logo that comes up. And
now it's the
I
second.
did it today, and I went, oh, wait a minute.
I like this Mammoth logo better than the Utah Mammoth.
I do, actually.
To be completely honest with you, because you got the M and then the tusk going,
Yeah.
So you got the M for Mammoth, and then it looks like a mammoth because of the big blue tusk. It's creative. It's better than the NHL version.
The NHL one, I think there was a lot of people talking about is there's a shot in the slot. Had to be blockered away by Griffith. It comes in front and off the stick and in. The Mammoth have struck here. It's Stefanewski in front, finding some loose change, and the home side is on the board.
Yeah, that was a good shift by the Mammoth there. They had really started a shift before that on that shot from the near side. The glove save was made, but the Mammoth kept moving forward, and eventually they're able to find some empty space, and they're back. They're on the board, back within a goal.
2-1 the scoreline here as the Mammoth cut that lead in half.
It's always important you get down 2-0, right? It's cliche that a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous in hockey, and if you get that first goal back, you feel a whole lot better about yourselves, and now 2-1, it's anybody's game.
You don't want to get too complacent when that happens because the lead can get cut in half with 1 and snuffed out completely with 2. So the Mammoth looking to claw back here as they move out of their zone, but only as far as center. It'll be Rockford regrouping in their own end. As we were saying, I think there was some pushback on the Utah Mammoth logo that it looked too much like an NHL, the video game logo.
Well, I mean, to be
created logo.
I get that, but let's not forget
like
this is a league that once created a team based off of a movie. So let's cool it with the realism of logos here a little bit. You know what I mean?
That puck is offside. So
that original Mighty Ducks logo was something to behold.
Right. Yes, and they've gone back to it quite a bit. I do prefer that one as much as it is a Disney movie. I like that one, but I do like the Utah Mammoth logo, the tusk in that one as well. But this one for the Mammoth here has a very unique style to it. And it came first, so
it's
always
the
like the original. Core, nice stick handling along the blue line. Backdoor pass. The rising shot goes high and wide. Rockford picks it up in the near corner.
That was a nice pass. Just got underneath the shot a little bit.
Through one defender, not quite. Was Rockford turning with it was the original goal scorer, Aiden Tucker. Trying to get to the front of the net, but only white jerseys there. Held in at the blue line by Rockford's defense.
Another good keep. 2 really good keeps at the point by the Roadrunners.
Puck is rung up along the boards. Sanders there, trying to throw that puck low, but it's the Mammoth that are going to be able to break out here, cross their own blue line. And just into the zone a little too quickly was Core as he was receiving that pass. So.
Good idea. Core just about a stride and a half in ahead of the play.
Yeah, I think a little too much puck watching, understanding the pass is coming to you. And
kind of lose track of where you are on the ice,
exactly.
right?
You got to pay attention to where those skates are. Referee is going to bring this draw to center ice. Won by Rockford, but mishandled and miscommunication with their defense. Wagner will pick this up, and they'll regroup in their own zone.
An interesting camera angle for this game at Robert Crown. We're on the B rink. So the A rink here at Robert Crown, if you've never been, is got a running track that goes along the top. And when we're on that rink, we can set up on the track so you kind of get that top-down view. Here we're in the bleachers. We're 2 rows back. And I don't mind the up-close, the ice level shot. And
there's an offsides whistle right there.
Yeah, I don't mind the ice level camera view. You get the play coming right at you.
We've done a few rinks that have been such that we were at center ice. I think even closer.
Darien Sportsplex is one of them, unless we're in one of those rinks that were elevated.
There's that new complex out in Park Ridge that you and I started the season at too. I can't remember the name of the actual complex itself, but that was a nice one right up on the glass.
Yeah, I don't mind being in the bleachers. It's an interesting look.
Look out, thrown in front, and all the time in the world for number 76, Mason Spears, and he tucks that one home. Spears makes it 3-1.
Again, another defensive breakdown, leaving a Roadrunner out in front of their right in front of the Mammoth goalie all by himself, and that's an easy one for Rockford. So they get that 2-goal lead back.
Yeah, Rockford had just entered the zone, and that puck comes right out in front, and I didn't see too many white sweaters collapsing upon the crease, and next thing you know, it's 3-1 in favor of Rockford. Big hit along the near boards here. Cruz goes down. Woodsley is still trying to get off of him. Thrown back to
nice
center
pass.
ice, and it's a nice stretch pass through the neutral zone, and hooked on the play.
Yep.
Was number 32 for the Roadrunners, Caleb Buss. So we will get our first penalty of the day on the Mammoth.
Yeah, and you had 2 white jerseys back there. The third one came in. Cruz is going to go to the box, and Cruz came through and could have either taken the body or used the stick, but he chose to use the stick, and he got caught.
I think he just got that stick a little too high in the midsection and pulled number 32, Caleb Buss, down, but Cruz, a tough shift right there, takes a big hit and then takes the penalty. So Rockford will get set up in the offensive zone. Shot from the point.
Good one-timer.
And it is along the boards for the Mammoth to break out with it. Core now taking this up across the blue line, shorthanded. Stefanowski throws it into a Rockford player, and that gets out to center, but they'll dump it back down deep to kill some more penalty time. Rockford regrouping, moving up with it, and streaking through center ice is number 28, Preston Farney. Farney pivots in the corner, and the Mammoth are able to poke it as far as the blue line, but Saunders kept that in his skates and dumps it back down deep to continue the power play.
Yeah, nice play by Saunders. He didn't rush. He was under control at the point and keeps the puck in the offensive zone.
Rockford picks this below the goal line, but the Mammoth are going to be able to carry this puck out now. Here comes the Mammoth through a defenseman to the backhand, a wide angle shot and a save. That was a nice opportunity from number 82, James Perkins.
Yeah, Perkins cut to his inside, then went back outside and got a lot on that backhand as well. That's a tough shot to stop. Yeah, that backhand, you never really know where it's going to go, but it was a nice save made by Griffith.
Perkins had gotten the defender moving more towards the middle, so he had more room on the outside, but then as you said, it's a little bit tougher to make that backhand. Got enough on it to throw it into the breadbasket of Easton Griffith, and a shorthanded face-off in the offensive zone for the Mammoth. They trail 3-1 in this game as they dump it back down low. 47 seconds still on the power play for Rockford as they regroup below their own goal line. Schaefer now throws that back where it came from. Pops off the skates and stays in the zone, so the Mammoth are going to be able to kill a little bit more time here. Good stick in the lane there from number 2, Oscar Almer, gumming up the Rockford rush, but here they come across the blue line now. A little confusion at the blue line, but they're in on sides, thrown back to the slot. Another one in the slot, but not able to pull the trigger, and the Mammoth will carry this puck back up. Almer gets a defender to fall, has a little bit of room, still shorthanded with a couple of seconds to go. Oh, a shot hits the pads.
That was a pretty toe drag by Almer. I love a good toe drag on a Sunday morning, Mike.
Oh, yes.
That was pretty.
Absolutely. Rockford power play expires as they throw this puck out of their zone and as far as center to Joe, to Core. Core across the blue line. That stays in momentarily, but shoulder check there by Moline was Stefanowski. Rockford back into the zone, into the corner, trying to muscle that puck deep. But the Mammoth will carry back out. Wagner decided not to pinch, so Core cups around him to the outside. Core shot, hits the blocker in the chest of Griffith and stays wide. Pinched off along the boards with Stepanowski. Core tried to poke that puck back out, but it's GotW on the far side that'll pick this up for Rockford. Thrown behind the net, Core pops it out to Stepanowski, but GotW once more in the lane, so number 24 in dark blue will carry this puck over the blue line. He's got a couple of options to the center. A shot into the pads and a quick whistle. That puck was still loose, but we will have a stoppage of play with 2:58 here to go in the first period.
Absolutely a quick whistle. That puck hit the left pad of
That was Camden McCann.
Hit the left pad, and then he tried to drop the mid on it, but wasn't able to control it in his glove. And fortunate for Mammoth, they got a whistle. And because for some reason, the faceoff is coming into the neutral zone.
I think they're ruling that just because of that quick whistle, this is going to come out. But
okay.
I would think that would be the other way around, that it was a quick whistle stopping Rockford's attempt, and that stays in the offensive zone. But that puck will be entering the Mammoth zone anyway. Mammoth now trying to carry this puck out. They'll get it as far as center, but they'll play catch with Rockford's defense. Rockford back on it and moving up offensively. This is Mason Spears. A shot goes wide and comes back here on the near side. Oh, going hard into the boards and missing the check was a Rockford forward that's turning around. I was trying to get a number, but gets hit by Cruz as he gets down, so not sure who that was. Almer gets checked in the
It's France,
zone.
number 16. Yeah, that was a tough shift. He missed a check and then got knocked down for a second time.
Saunders in his own zone, looking for options. Stick checked as he tried to make the pass, but it still finds Franz. Franz trying to pick this puck up and just dump it deep as he gets off. As you mentioned, tough shift for him, so Rockford will get a change as they pressure down low on Cruz. Estefano carries this puck out of the zone, makes the pass to Perkins. Perkins had Wisniewski in the zone, but didn't see a lane past the blue line, so decided to regroup. Cruz
I think
now.
It was covered nicely by Rockford, and smart play by Mammoth to start over. And ooh, that puck takes a funny bounce and gets stuck right by the near post.
Yeah, that came off the end boards in an awkward way, so not taking any chances with it was Easton Griffith. He'll cover, and we'll get a faceoff. 1:39 to go here in this first period. Shots on goal, 10-9 in favor of the home side, but the score line is in favor of the Rockford Roadrunners. 3-1 here as that puck is thrown into the slot area, but not able to capitalize on it were the Mammoths, so this puck will come right back out to center. Cruz will have to re-enter the zone on Woosley. Wagner with a hit against the boards. Mammoth keep the puck in momentarily, but it pops out to center. Core looking for options, good puck protection.
Again,
Bus was pressuring.
He took his time, he didn't feel rushed, and now you got a breakaway.
And look out, Core wide open on the near side, breaking in, just didn't have the stride on Aiden Tucker. Aiden Tucker a little bit taller, but a really nice setup play by the Mammoth. Yeah. All 5 dark blue sweaters were on the far side, and the guy who started that play with the good puck protection, Core, he had opportunity on this near side.
Yeah, it looked like he was breaking in all by himself, but just big strides defensively got Rockford back into it.
Core, more puck protection as he spins at center. Knifing through the defense, not able to get through 2 sweaters, only the one. 33 seconds on the clock as Rockford looks to get one more rush here. They'll flip it all the way down, trying for a stretch pass to Schaefer, but it's picked up by Joe. That is thrown up the near boards, and Mammoth will clear. Rockford keeping this in the neutral zone. Schaefer picking up that puck. Thrown to his teammate Gadu there, but not able to keep that as pressure was coming. Here come the Mammoth on what could be one final rush. And as time expires, we will end this first period 3-1 in favor of the Rockford Roadrunners.
Yeah, good first period, a lot of action both ways. Rockford outshot, but where it matters, they're up 3-1.
We will take a quick audio break and then return with the second period action here from Robert Crown. You're listening and watching the Central States Game of the Week here with myself, Mike Napolitano, and Aaron Schellen. About to be back underway here for period number 2 between the Mammoth and the Roadrunners.
Pretty evenly matched first period, even though Rockford is up 3-1. A couple of defensive lapses, I think you could say, by Mammoth led to a couple of Rockford goals. But Mammoth showed some good offensive spark, and they were able to get one past, but they're going to be digging out of a hole here in the second period.
Rockford in the offensive zone looking for a centering pass to Schaefer, and that one had to be patted away. There was a man on the doorstep for Rockford, but not able to capitalize. That was GotW. Rockford carrying behind their own net now. Here comes the breakout. A couple of stick handles to get through a couple of Mammoth defensemen.
That's a hit from
and
behind.
A hit from behind on actually the puck carrier there, as the Rockford Roadrunners were kind of losing it, so we'll get a whistle stopping play. 13-17 here to go in the second period, and we will have Milling going to the box.
That'll be Milne.
Or Milne, excuse me.
Milne was on the puck. He had the puck through the neutral zone. It got knocked off his stick, and then he tried to go through the Mammoth defense, and a little two-hand cross-check to the back. That's going to get called just about every time.
A little bit bigger of a body, sometimes hard to stop up there, so it'll be a power play for the Mammoth, who are trailing 2 in this game, 3-1 after 1. Stepanewski jumping into the draw here. Rockford wins it, but not able to clear immediately until now. Short-handed, it'll be Franz trying to muscle his way into the zone. Cruz throwing that puck back out. Weidman. And now it's Schenk into the zone. Mammoth trying to get set up on the power play here. They'll throw it to Core in the slot, but too many sticks in his skates, and then it'll come right back out. Spears now taking this up short-handed. Just trying to kill some more time into the corner. Spears throwing it across, but it's the Mammoth that are there. Kept in. Oh, I think that was on the blue line.
And the Rockford coaching staff agrees with us. That puck was sitting on the blue line, and it's going to be whistled for offsides. But from our angle, that looked pretty clearly, Mike, that it was onside.
Yeah, I believe the back end of the skate there was still touching the blue, and puck hits the skate and stays in front of the defender. So that would have kept that in the zone by physics right there. But that's all right. We'll get a whistle, and Rockford picks that up. A shot couldn't get through a defender, so that never made on goal.
Puck don't lie, as they say. Rockford wins the draw and gets the puck in the zone anyway.
Wisniewski dumping and chasing as the Mammoth still on the man advantage for another 55 seconds here. But it's Rockford that have it in their zone, not able to get that out. That is Chu sending that down low. Suicide as this puck pokes out to the point. Shot for the Mammoth, never makes it on net into the near corner. Chu from the point, floats that one in, and it had to be patted down and then gloved by the Rockford goaltender, Easton Griffith. 31 seconds remaining on the man advantage for the Mammoth. 11:47 here to go in this second period.
Yeah, and if you're Mammoth, you're just trying to get shots on goal on this power play. Chu with that shot from the point was an easy save by Griffith. You could see it all the way. It stuck to his right pad. You'd like to get a little bit of traffic in front, but at least this way, get an offensive zone face-off, and maybe you can get something out of this.
Stepanewski on for the draw. Core looking for the point there. He'll get it. And Mammoth trying to work that off the half wall. Thrown to the slot. Backdoor, a shot, and a goal. Wow, what a play off the boards for the Mammoth. It's Schenk to make it 3-2.
Yeah, that all started when a Rockford defender lost his stick along the far wall, and that allowed Stepanewski to make a play down low out in front. And you're right, Schenk on the back door went up into that top near corner to bring his team back within a goal. So again, that shot by Chu from the near dot, the easy save by Griffith, allowed for an offensive zone draw for Mammoth. They were able to control the puck off that offensive zone draw, and it led directly to a goal. It's the little things. That's not going to go in the books as an assist for Chu, but it leads to an offensive zone face-off, and you pick up your second goal of the game.
In a team sport like this, sometimes you'd much rather just have the goal than the assist. and have the score line back in your favor. It's going to be a little bit more work for the Mammoth as they still trail 3-2 your score line with 11:09 here to go in this second period. Rockford pressuring now, but a Mammoth power play that looked like they had nothing going for them capitalizes late and get this game back within one. Here's Stepanowski into the zone, a slap shot, and it's still loose.
Oh.
That had to be sticked away by Griffith as
That
I
was
believe that was Shank once again
Yep.
on the doorstep. Chu didn't know where that was as he was stick checked by Rockford.
Thought for sure we were going to have a tie game there, Mike.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Once again, kind of manifesting out of nowhere for the Mammoth, but able to get their options and their high danger chances where they can. Rockford back in the offensive zone. They mishandle that puck and it is flipped all the way back out. Core's going to give chase. He's got Shank with him. Turns, spins, throws it to the slot. Stepanowski throwing to a teammate and backdoor to Core again as that puck slides back and forth east to west.
Yeah, Core tried the one-timer and just missed, but that was some pretty passing by Mammoth.
Rockford now out of the zone. Franz carries this into the skates of Chu. And that'll be turned back around, and Mammoth back up with it. Look out, Mammoth, a 2-on-0 into the zone. Pass to Wisniewski, a shot, and he scores! And what a celebration there. Mammoth have tied this game at 3.
Yeah, there are some high-skill players on this Mammoth team, Mike. We have seen some pretty passing and some elite finishing ability from Mammoth on some of these goals. These aren't your typical in-the-crease, grubby-type goals. These are tic-tac-toe, tape-to-tape, roof job goals, and Mammoth back from a 2-goal deficit. It's 3-3.
What was beautiful about that was the pass came across the slot with the 2-on-0, and the goaltender's shifting from his right to his left, and Wisniewski decides to skate right and shoot left back the way the goalie came from, and he had all day to put that in a wide open net.
Yeah, sometimes a 2-on-0 is even harder to score on than a 2-on-1.
That's true.
But Mammoth made it look good and easy there.
Look out, Rockford had an opportunity, but going crashing into the end boards were both the forward and the defenseman after just a little poke. Wisniewski up on it again, passing to Almer, but that's all the way down into the corner. As you said, Aaron, sometimes those 2-on-0s, you get in your head a little bit. Both players can even, and you're not sure whether to be just selfish right there and fool the goalie or pass it over to your other option. And then, okay, now you got to make a great pass and have it be in the wheelhouse for the opportunity to even work.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, right? You would think a 2-on-0, it would be easier to score
Right.
than a 2-on-1, but I've seen so many 2-on-0s end in nothing, end in an easy save by the goalie.
How many times, even at professional levels, do you see a guy maybe even have a breakaway and think he's got a teammate behind him and then just pull up in front of the goal, spin around the stop, and it's like, what are you doing? Just throw it on net. Back down low into the corner of the Mammoth zone. Thrown out from the wall, and moving up with it is Perkins. Gain the red line and then dump deep into the Rockford end. Tie game here with just 8:36 to go in this second period. Rockford had gotten out to an early lead. That was cut in half by the Mammoth, but Rockford re-extended that lead to make it 3-1. We are now even at 3 again.
Yeah, that 2-goal lead, never safe.
It'll get you. Wagner, nice strip play. Throws that puck into the zone. Onside are the Road Runners, but not able to make the pass. Backdoor through the slot. Hits off the side of the cage and taken around behind by Rockford. Thrown in front. Hits the side of the net once again from the shot from Tucker. Thrown along the near boards here.
It's a pretty evenly matched first period, but Mammoth has really controlled things here in the second. That was really the first shift where Rockford was able to get anything towards the Mammoth goal.
Shot flutters wide from the Mammoth. Yeah, the ice is tilted. We've seen a lot of goals on one end from the first period and into the second period, but of course they switch sides, so we have an even game. Thrown back up the half wall.
Good keep with the skate there at the far point by Perkins.
And two aside as they battle for it there in front of the Mammoth bench as the Mammoth pull that puck back out, looking for the backdoor option and decided to go to the backhand instead. That puck stays out. Rockford.
I like that play by Core. There was no pass.
Right.
So said, all right, no pass. I'm just going to try to beat you on the backhand. Got in tight and tried to beat him shorthand, or short side rather.
We're going to get a whistle here. I'm not sure if
The net,
net's
I think,
off the
yeah.
moorings. Yeah, so that'll stop the play. 6:59 here to go in this second period. Shots on goal, 17-12 in favor of the Mammoth. They were leading in shots on goal in that first period, but trailing 3-1. So they have evened this score back up at 3 and continue to pepper Easton Griffith in the net for Rockford. Rockford will get a defensive line change right here. As they line up for the draw, it'll be Oscar Almer. And I believe that's Lucas Milne.
And just to get back to that last shift by Mammoth, you just don't force anything, right? Don't force anything out in front. You're better off getting a shot on goal than a pass intercepted. So if you're Mammoth, keep doing what you're doing. This period has come out really, they've come out really strong as Chu and Milne run into each other.
Yeah, big shoulder level collision between Chu and Milne, and Milne's a big guy. Chu stood his own, and even Milne took a second getting back up there. Chu gets that puck, of course it finds him. Over to the most recent goal scorer was Newski, but not able to hold the zone. It'll come back out to Chu. There's Newski. Peels that puck along the boards. Didn't have an option. Try to go back to his defense, and that'll just get dumped deep down into the Rockford end. Almer there to give chase. Hits the boards
tries
instead.
To throw in a shoulder check and catches nothing but end board.
Yeah, that was Farney that spun away from the check and was able to avoid it. So Rockford will pick this puck up and exit their zone. Spears finding a teammate. That is number 99, Cade Suick. But Almer's back up on it. Could be a 2-on-1. He's got Wisniewski on the back door. The pass is there. Wisniewski again, carbon copy. And that is dove on and saved by Griffith. Not initially, but able to recover.
Yeah, Wisniewski, you said it, tried to do that same thing, shoot back to the left as the goalie was moving to his left. And I just don't think Wisniewski got a lot on that shot. It stayed on the ice. If he had been able to elevate, he would have had his second goal of the period.
Always a good idea, but good read by Easton Griffith saying, wait a minute, I've seen this one before. That one comes on his pads again, and a secondary shot. The rebound pops back out.
Left toe save by Griffith. That was pretty.
Had to sprawl out for that one and go full butterfly with the splits.
And this period has been all Mammoth. Rockford needs a good shift here.
Picked off, though, in their zone, and it'll be the Mammoth that go back to work. Trying to filter that puck into the slot. Backdoor pass, too many blue sweaters in the way, but Rockford still not able to clear a shot. Had to be patted away again by Griffith.
There's Chu again, keeping it at the point.
Thrown down into the Mammoth end. Cruz able to calmly throw that back out, and it's Shank with a beautiful pick at the far blue line.
He stole that puck in the air,
Yeah.
knocked it down in the air, and played it right to himself.
Core knifing through a few. It gets back to Shank in the slot. Not able to have enough room to take a shot. Chu in the corner. Tries to throw that in front, but Wagner rings that puck around. Cruz is going to keep this puck in and get run over along the boards.
Steamrolled at the
Huge
point.
hit from Rockford's number 5, Aiden Tucker.
Mammoth continues the counterattack. Rockford is absolutely hemmed in their own zone. They need something positive here. And again, it doesn't have to be a goal, but just a shift that they spend in Rockford's side of the ice.
Rockford's had this puck a couple times at the top of the umbrella. Got to be careful there. If you're a Mammoth, you had a player jumping on. You don't want to have too many men on the ice. But Rockford, like right here, has had the puck at the top of their zone and just failed to clear so many times. And failed
We're going to have a penalty called here. It's going to go on Mammoth. And
failed clears will hurt you.
The second man always gets caught. Stepniewski retaliated for a hit that he took high, and he's going to go to the box. He saw him throw his head up because he knew. As soon as he threw the hit and he saw the arm go up, he went, oh, man. Like he got hit first. It was pretty clear right in front of us. It was a head-high hit, and he retaliated. He got caught, and he goes to the box. And maybe this is what Rockford needed.
Official call is going to be slashing, and the Mammoth coach is livid on the bench right there. Not happy, as you said. It was the retaliation that the initial call was not made on Rockford, but nonetheless, it'll be a 2-minute power play with 3:53 still left here in the second period in a tie game. Rockford is going to get their opportunity now. As you said, it's been all Mammoth, but still not able to break the tie. They were able to tie this game back up, but still a 3-3 scoreline as they kill some power play time as they send that out of their zone. Core was the intended receiver, but he tripped on the pass, so that will go down for an icing. 3:31 left to go. 1:38 still left on the penalty for Stepniewski. So draw will come to the left side of the Mammoth goaltender, Camden McCann. Won initially by Rockford, but tied up, and the Mammoth took hold, but not able to clear. Farney from the point, looking for a tip from Schaefer, almost got it. That puck goes wide and will be cleared as far to the point, but kept in by the Rockford defense. Diving to try to keep that one from reaching the goal for the Mammoth, and they're able to clear now. Almer taking a slap shot, short-handed, and hit the crossbar. Yeah. A short-handed opportunity for Almar that looked like it was nothing doing, maybe just killing some time, and he winds up with a full-on clap bomb. Rockford over the red line. A couple of stick handles, but into a couple white sweaters, and Mammoth not able to clear. It'll hop over the stick of GotW and find its way to McCann, and he'll cover for a whistle.
Bouncing puck. Those are not easy, especially the later into these games you get without the ice scrape. That puck starts to, or that ice starts to get a little choppy, and you can see a big pile of snow right by the near post. You never know what that puck's going to do, but nice save made there.
Yeah, we heard that puck hit the side of the cage on an earlier Rockford attempt. I'm not sure if it would make that same loud sound with how much snow is there. We're going to have to get those snow plows that are out on the streets right now to come in here and clean that up.
Yes.
Rockford not able to gain the zone. That puck just sat right on its edge on the blue line.
Shout out to the snowplow people, by the way. My next door neighbor, he, I text.
Look out, there's a shot from Franz finding the top corner.
Finish my story in a second. What a shot there by Franz. Out of nowhere from the far dot goes near side top corner to give Rockford a 4-3 lead. What a shot.
So Rockford converts on a power play that the Mammoth were not happy with, but nonetheless it is a 4-3 game. 2:19 still here to play in this second period, but as you were saying, Aaron.
Shout out to the plow guys. My next door neighbor, they don't own their own snowblower.
Okay.
So I always offer to snowblow their driveway, or at a minimum say, hey guys, if when I'm done, if you want to borrow it, you can. And almost every single time, I'll let you call
Look out,
this.
here comes Rockford into the zone again, almost a 2-on-1 from the blue line.
Almost every single time he goes, I've been out of the house since like 4 in the morning snow plowing, but I'll let my roommates know. Like they get up early, man. He was gone well before I was even awake this morning.
All of us, I think, dread shoveling and dread that snow coming, but the snow plows, that means money for them.
It really is a thankless job. It's not like
it's
not like you see your mailman come by every day or the garbage people come by every day. It's like a nameless, faceless guy who just takes care of it for you.
Mammoth able to clear this puck into center ice. Rockford will regroup and go D to D.
That was a huge goal for Rockford. Obviously, it gives them a 4-3 lead, but tilts the ice a little bit as this period has been all Mammoth.
We're going to get a call here, though, as it's going to be a Mammoth power play. It'll be the original goal scorer for Rockford, Aiden Tucker. He started the scoring for us here today. He'll head to the box. That was a little bit of a late hit. And it looks like, roughing call will be announced. 2 minutes on the clock for the power play, but only 1:18 to go here in the second period. As you said, Aaron, it has been all Mammoth. So Mammoth I'm not sure if they actually called their timeout there. They're going to get a little bit of time as the referee explains it to the Rockford head coach, though. So, no, not their timeout, but they take advantage of the pause as the official goes and gives an explanation to the Rockford bench. So 1:18 to go here in the second period. If they don't score here, the Mammoth will have a power play that continues into the third period. But it's been all Mammoth, yet they have not been able to find their first lead of the game here. tied this contest up. And look out, that one pops into the back
Shank
of the
again.
net. Shank.
Yeah, Shank just found it out in front. We talked about the high skill ability of some of these Mammoth skaters. Well, Shank was out in between the dots in that low slot area. The puck bounced to him, and he was able to get a lot on a bouncing puck and put it up over the right shoulder of Griffith to make it 4-4.
Yeah, a lot of commotion in front of the net, and just able to slap that one off of a stick and find its way popped up into the back of the net. Rockford will get an offensive line change, as GotW was just talking to Shank, though, after Shank puts that one in the net. But it'll be a new line out here for Rockford. 1 minute remaining in the period here as Rockford regroups at center ice.
So it's 3-1 Rockford in the first period, 3-1 Mammoth in the second period.
Wagner pinching Core off the puck along the half walls, but it's Stepniewski that's able to find Core once again. Core spins with it. A shot hits the glove, and another shot from the Mammoth is kept out by Rockford. It'll come all the way back down, and the Mammoth will regroup behind their own net here. Pressured by Cade Suick. Puck is kept in at the point by Rockford. It'll be tossed back down with about 20 seconds to go here.
And if you're Mammoth, just get this puck out of your zone. Finish this period 4-4.
As we said, you have yet to take the lead, but had a much better second period here. They've outscored Rockford in this second period, but only have a tie at 4 to show for it. Whistle goes for an offsides, and we'll get a face-off right at the center dot here. Both teams change up lines. Stepniewski in for the draw against Aiden Tucker. And Rockford will just dump this down, and time will be expiring off the clock as that puck is rung around, and we will exit the second locked at 4, headed to the third.
It's been a fun game, a fun 2 periods so far between these two.
Definitely competitive, and we'll see. It's anybody's game going into the final frame of this one. We'll take a quick break as we return for the third period here at the Central States Game of the Week. About ready to drop the puck, and they do for period number 3 between the Rockford Roadrunners and the Mammoth here at Robert Crown Ice Complex in Evanston.
Not to be the master of the obvious here, but that next goal is huge, Mike.
It is.
Playing with a lead in the third period is where you want to be, and Mammoth worked hard in that second period to come back from a couple of 2-goal deficits so far today, and they still haven't led, but you know, you could argue that they've been the aggressor here through the first 2 periods, especially in that second. They were dominant in that second period.
Yeah, we've seen that home side resurge in that second period. Hopefully they could take it into this third is what they probably want to do. They were upset about that penalty call that they were scored on, but responded right back with a power play of their own. So it's 4-4 with 13:26 here to go in this final frame. As you said, this next goal is crucial. It would either be the Mammoth first lead of the day, or it would be Rockford reestablishing their lead. We've seen a little bit of physicality as the game has gone on.
Or attempted physicality. We've seen a lot of missed checks.
A lot of attempted,
A lot of missed checks and players crashing into the boards.
Mammoth will line up for the draw right above their blue line here. Milne wins that back to Wagner. Levi Wagner dropping that puck down into the zone. It'll be Cruz there for the Mammoth to pick that up. Thrown back to the point for Wagner. Looking at his options, decides to spin and send it back where it came from. Milne down low into the corner. Up into the slot, a slap shot. I believe that did find its way to the pads, but came back out into the slot, and the Mammoth are able to carry this back up. Cruz.
Heard that noticeable goaltender thud off the right pad. It sounds different than when it hits the shin pad of a player.
Right. Schaefer down low. Trying to go up the boards and out of his own zone, but it's Kor and Stepniewski there that are hounding him. Gets a little bit of help from Wagner.
This has been that line.
Yes. Shank is out there as well. He's got a tally as well.
Yep, Stepniewski, Shank.
Rockford to Schaefer. Throwing this puck out of the zone. GotW just lost it along the center boards and thrown back in by Chu. Shank picks this up, pivots with it.
It's knocked down
from behind.
Yep, there's the arm.
That'll be the arm, yeah. I was waiting for that one.
I was looking at the back official. I didn't see anything from the back ice official, but the one in the attacking zone for Mammoth did throw that arm up. So Rockford will be shorthanded here.
Weidman to the box as it was a clear numbers situation. And Mammoth, this could be a crucial power play. They converted on their last one at the end of that second period. Would have carried over into this third, but they didn't even need that. So a 5-on-4 for 2 minutes, 11:58 here to go in this final frame. Referees are talking about it. Schaefer's actually going to be in the box.
Might be a 2 and 10. Might be a 2 and a 10 for that one.
I was going to say, I was pretty sure it was Schaefer that threw the hit. Somebody else was going to serve that 2-minute penalty for him. High tip there. That was a high stick, but it's Rockford that plays it behind the net, so Almer and the Mammoth play on. Probably should have left that one and just got the whistle. But, oh, look out, Almer and the official collide, but it's back to the point for Cruz, so the Mammoth attack can continue. Thrown in front, and a save had to be made by Griffith as he dives on that one to make the referee blow his whistle.
Yeah, bouncing puck from that back post, and Griffith sort of stumbling over himself, but he was able to control the puck the entire way.
Same official that had the encounter with Almer. Now Almer will line up for the face-off. Mammoth win that one. 1:30 still on power play time. 11:26 to go in this third period. Trying to go wide with it is Cruz. It actually looked like he wanted to make a cut towards the front of the net, but not enough room there. Kept in at the point by Almer. That's Wisniewski. But it's flipped all the way back out. It's not going to come on net, but it's also not going to be far enough for icing. Not thrown out of the zone by the Mammoth. Rockford will pick this up shorthanded, but it's the Mammoth to snuff out the danger and exit their zone. Kor gaining the blue line. Kor going wide, has a man in the middle. It's Almer. Almer, a tip. That wouldn't go on net. Rockford not able to clear. It's kept in nicely by Chu. Once again, Chu at the point. Rockford still trying to ring this puck back around. It's kept in. Nope, that one exited the zone momentarily from Perkins, so we'll get an offside.
Yeah, Perkins tried to keep it that near point, but it did squirt out beyond the blue line. So we'll have 34 seconds left on the power play.
10:31 here to go in this third period. It'll be a face-off right outside the Rockford zone. Wagner throws that off a body into center, was trying to get that puck deeper and further away from his net on the man disadvantage for Rockford, but it's Mammoth into the zone. Stepniewski in the corner, finds Kor, has an option in front on the backhand, and
Shank couldn't control the puck. That was a good feed from Kor, but it was in his skates a little bit, and he couldn't get it out onto his stick.
And if Shank's a lefty right there, that puck is in, but not able to use the backhand.
That should be another penpenalty. That's a huge hit from behind. The arm
goes up.
This
Wagner will be headed to the box.
Yeah, that's a dangerous hit from Wagner. So they're going to go for interference, but that's a dangerous hit right in front of us.
Core is okay, and he'll get up. A little bit of snow on the back of his pants there.
He was able to turn his body at the last minute and avoid going into the boards head first. He kind of went in shoulder first, but those are the hits you're trying to avoid at this age level.
And you talk about turning the body. He turned immediately to look back at the official like, that arm better be up, and sure enough it was. Good call by the referee. This faceoff is going to come back.
If it's a penalty on Rockford, the faceoff should be in the attacking zone.
Yeah, I'm not sure why this is coming even anywhere close to the Mammoth end.
It should be down here. Well, they're going to have it in the neutral zone. All right.
Well, that initial penalty was up, so it is just the 5-on-4, not a 5-on-3. But another 2 minutes on the clock of power play time for the Mammoth that Rockford will have to kill off. They are in the offensive zone, though, shorthanded, but a scoop from McCann, and he'll glove it for the whistle.
Milne's shot hit Perkins in the right leg and the right shin, and he went down in a heap, and he just makes his way over to the bench. There's some padding on that shin, but if you get it right, you're still going to feel it.
Yeah, you're still, your knee and your legs still have to bend and move, so there are going to be spots where padding doesn't always meet, even when it comes to goaltenders especially. That's why it's so crazy when you see somebody want to strap the pads up because you have a vulcanized rubber disc headed right for you. Look out, there's a shot from the Mammoth. That's Estacio. And Chu will go back to recover this one. Going to be pressured there by Tucker, but not able to clear as it finds its way to the point. And the Mammoth will have to regroup.
Second power play in a row here for Mammoth, and this could do one of two things. It either gives Mammoth, an opportunity to take the lead, but on the other side, if you're Rockford, you get a chance to kill off a couple of power plays, and maybe that gives your team a little bit of that energetic boost and kind of turns the momentum their way.
No doubt. Here comes Rockford again, looking like they have a little bit more of the energy here. This second Mammoth power play has not looked like the first one or even the one we saw in that second period, as that's a whistle for an offside. Rockford not able to enter the zone cleanly. 47 seconds still on the man advantage for the Mammoth, but you wouldn't know it. Rockford has had the majority of the recent possession. 8:40 to go here in this final frame, but look out. Core pokes that one off of Suick, and a shot, and he scores.
Yeah,
found it on the far side.
Yeah, that went between the left arm and the body of Griffith, and he absolutely wants that one back as Mammoth takes their first lead of the game.
I believe that was Shank on the far side to put that one in. He celebrated like that was his. So a 5-4, I put that on the wrong side. I'm so used to giving Rockford the lead here. But that is a 5-4 lead for Mammoth, their first of the day, as the power play looked like it was getting a little stale, but they still find life. That was kind of how this Mammoth team was finding their opportunities early in this game. Just on high danger chances, but far and few in between. Yet they still lead this game 5-4. They're back on the rush now. That's into the Rockford zone. Wagner there to corral. Sends that around the backboards. Core keeps that in along the half wall. Flip to the back door. Shank there, a shot, rises, and it's eventually gloved down by Griffith. Had some help from his defense.
Griffith took that one off the upper chest. It fell right down in front of him and made the save.
7:59 here to go in this third period. Rockford finds themselves in their first hole of the day. They led 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, and 4-3. But it is a 5-4 Mammoth lead after that power play. A couple of tough penalties to take by Rockford. They still have a man in the box serving that 10-minute, but they're back to 5 aside for skaters, and that's thrown in front, and a save had to be made from McCann diving. That puck was actually still visible, but collapsing in the crease was practically everybody.
Yeah, Milne went diving over the Mammoth goaltender. The net came off its pegs, and do we have an injured goalie? No, he's just struggling to get to his feet.
As we were talking about there's a lot of spots where the pads don't meet and you're exposed and you got that rubber disc flying at you, but at the same time, there are a lot of pads, so sometimes you're trying to get up like an abominable snowman.
You look like, what's his name from A Christmas Story? You look like the little brother. He's all dressed up and he can't get up off the ground.
Alfie? No, what's his name?
Everybody knows. Everybody knows who we're talking about. Yeah, everyone knows who we're talking about. The little brother in his snow pants and winter jacket, and he can't get up off the ground.
Just like A Christmas Story, this lead can be fragile, but a throw in front, a possible 2-on-0 for the Mammoth, and that was a great opportunity.
Griffith made a nice blocker save on Wisniewski.
Yes. Schaefer now pauses at the red line, looking for options, but it's Almer going through him now, trying to get another rush for the Mammoth. A 1-goal lead may be enough. You mentioned that next goal was a dagger for either side.
Especially now, if you're Mammoth, that next one, give yourself a 2-goal lead, but now we'll see how Rockford does playing from behind.
Franz from the corner throws it in front, and GotW had an opportunity, but that one rode the stick on the shot. And that one is shanked wide. Wagner keeps that one in. Good pinch. That had to be gloved by McCann, and he'll get a whistle.
I think McCann may have gotten his stick on that last centering attempt by Rockford, the one right out in front.
Oh, could have been his stick as well.
I think it was his stick that ramped it up into the opposite corner.
Yeah, so GotW maybe had a little bit better of an opportunity there. There comes the Mammoth out of the zone. Schenk carrying it up. He has 2 blue sweaters following him, but a shot, and that one's steered out by
left
Griffith.
Arm. Hit Griffith in the left arm. Not even in the glove. It was up around his elbow.
There's one of those areas we were talking about that may not have padding, but doing whatever it takes to keep his team within this game is Griffith. Another great opportunity on a partial breakaway for the Mammoth.
Cruz does a nice job falling to his knees at the point to keep the puck in the zone. Does it again.
Yeah, 3 to a side. Actually 4 for the Rockford Roadrunners, and yet that puck stays in their zone. Mammoth did a nice job there, as you mentioned.
Yeah, Cruz at that near point went to his knees on the first attempt to keep it in, and
here comes Rockford now out of their zone across the blue line. A couple of options, but miscommunication on the pass, and Mammoth are able to take this back out. It's Estacio. Didn't have an option with Schenk on the far side, so Rockford will clear as far as center. Cruz keeping his head up, looking for options. Stick handling through one, a little bit of a toe drag, but bumped off the puck by Spears. Sent down low.
Yeah, it was a good body check by Spears to knock Cruz off the puck there. And not every hit is intended to knock somebody off their skates. Sometimes you're just trying to separate them from the puck.
That puck ricochets off the boards and finds its way down. Shu hits it off the end boards to try to find a defenseman on the far side, but it comes back to him in the slot. Rockford still have it in the offensive zone, though. A flip shot from a bad angle, and that's gloved just to steer away the danger by McCann.
Kind of a knuckle puck there. McCann was able to track it into the glove. You know, when you're expecting the fastball and you get the changeup, sometimes it can be a little hard to adjust, but McCann did a nice job there staying with it.
4:49 here to go in this final frame. 5-4 in favor of the home side, the Mammoth. They also lead in the shots, but their lead has been cut down significantly as the Rockford Roadrunners have pressured a little bit more here in this third period. 28-5 in favor of the Mammoth as far as the shots go. Yep. Schaefer along the half wall. Carried up by Wisniewski. Just had to shovel that one in with the backhand because he didn't have another option there, but getting that puck deep was a good job. Up along the half wall. Rockford not able to get that past the blue line. That stays in.
Another good keep at the point.
Wisniewski, good stick there, but it does pop out eventually. A 3-on-2 opportunity available.
Perkins with no stick.
Yes, yeah, defenseman without a stick there. Good eye. But they are able to carry this puck back up. Cruz.
Offsides.
And offsides just slightly was
Core.
Schenk and Core.
Core couldn't drag that right foot. It was a cross-ice pass, and You mentioned this earlier. Core was watching the puck rather than where he was on the ice, and ended up taking it across the blue line for an offsides.
Yeah, it took Schenk an extra second to corral the pass and enter the zone, and that'll be the miscommunication there to stop play. But we're back underway. Rockford carrying out of there, and that stays in. Actually,
that was
though,
offsides.
I think that
they missed that one. Yeah,
might have come out. Maybe that makeup call from earlier.
I think so.
Here's Chu trying to find Core.
That puck was pretty clearly out of. And then one of the advantages of being about being rink level like this is we get a good view on that, and that was pretty clearly offsides.
Chu goes down, slow to get back up, thrown in front. Rockford on the doorstep. That might have been a really good opportunity to even this game right there, but the puck stays out.
And Core, nice job defensively to tip that puck up over the stick of the waiting Rockford Roadrunner on that near post.
Woosley right in front of us here.
Right in your living room.
Puck. Yeah, that 3D action coming right at you here from Stream Sports Midwest. Mammoth clearing the zone and a stretch pass to Core. He has a breakaway. Core all alone to the forehand, stuffed by the pads of Griffith. Yeah. And Rockford able to keep this at a 1-goal game.
Maybe one too many moves by Core, got in really deep. Got to shoot that puck at some point.
Franz had to body check someone to stay onside himself. Spears had his stick in Core's train tracks, but no call there. Will play on. Schaefer carries that puck up. Rockford entered the zone before the puck did, and that'll be a whistle stopping play for offside.
Slow motion, offsides in slow motion there.
Yeah.
As the Rockford skater France was trying to hold up, and the puck was not moving particularly fast, and Franz just carried himself into the offensive zone.
2:24 here to go as the Rockford Roadrunners will take their time out. 5-4 in favor of the home side, the Mammoth here. Entire Mammoth team is sitting on the bench. Usually you'll see the 5 skaters that are staying out there drawing up a play. Instead, they're getting a whole talking to. It almost looks like an orchestra over there on the Mammoth bench. But the Rockford side, they're drawing up a play in front of their wall. As I said, 2:24 here to go. Shots on goal in favor of that team that's leading the Mammoth as well, 29-26. You're going to look to see if Rockford is pulling their goaltender.
It's a little
soon.
too early for that, I think.
Maybe
with
another
2:24,
minute to go.
You know, maybe if you're down by 2, you see a lot of NHL teams do that. When they get down by 2, they'll pull the goalie with 3 minutes left or something. But, you know, here with a 1-goal game, I think you wait.
Eric Willowhite and I were at Johnny's Ice House last night in a 1-goal game situation similar to this. And similarly, we had a stoppage at about 2:30. And I said to Eric, look to see that goaltender go at around the 1:30 mark.
Yep, that's about right. It used to be back in the day, it was 1 minute. It was always 60 seconds. But lately, you see teams being a little bit more aggressive with that.
But look out, goaltender gone already with 2:12 to go, and the Mammoth have the puck into the zone. A shot from Wisniewski, and he's mad as
we know.
Slams his stick as he sent that one through the uprights. But a 6-on-5 for another 2 minutes for the Rockford Roadrunners, who find themselves trailing for the first time here in the third period today.
Oh, there you
Mammoth
go.
pucked it on the stick and sent all the way down wide. Waved off is the icing, so Rockford will have to play this not out of their zone.
Well, Core also gained the red line on that shot too, which was even more impressive, so no icing.
Rockford trying to poke this puck out of their zone. Thrown in front and into the empty net, and that should seal the deal here for the Mammoth.
Yeah, that's the risk you take, right? When you pull the goalie with 2.5 minutes left, and now you're down by 2.
Yeah, usually that stoppage of play that I was saying.
Almer who scored that goal, by the way.
Yes, Almer as the goal scorer there. Usually that stoppage of play that you take the time out at the 2.5 minute mark is to work on a plan of when the goalie is going to be pulled, not, hey, within the next couple of seconds, he's going.
Because now you got 1:18 left, your goalie's back in net, and now you're down by 2.
Yeah, and we've seen teams pull their goaltender with being down 2 goals, but at this point, I'm not sure if you have the sustained zone time
Well, that's
or even time on the clock
yeah,
as we're
that's
down to
the
a
thing
minute.
is at Rockford, they haven't had a lot of consistent offensive zone time since the first period. So I feel like you got to get yourself set offensively, and then, you know, you can score a goal. There's plenty of time to score a goal with a minute left, a minute and a half left.
That's thrown in front, but picked up by White and thrown all the way back to center. Rockford will have to regroup with 40 on the clock. Looking for options there. Not coming, but offsides is the call as the Mammoth touch up in the offensive zone. 37.2 to go here in this final frame.
Rockford up 3-1 at the end of the first period. It's been all Mammoth ever since. 5-1 over the last 2 periods.
Mammoth have done a nice job. I actually forgot to mention at the start of this.
Oh, blow the whistle, offsides. Sorry, go ahead.
That puck finds the slot. Yeah, a lot of commotion going on, but I
Milne was about
mention
10 feet offsides there. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
The standings between these two teams, Rockford sitting in 7th, the Mammoth sitting in 9th out of 10 teams. So for the underdog here to be down 2 after 1 and fight back to get the win here as time expires, they'll just kind of try to pin this into the corner.
Yeah, big win. Each team, you got about a little bit less than 2 months, right? You got about a month and a half left in the regular season before you get to those playoffs at the end of January, and these are the types of wins that can help propel you.
So with that win, that'll bring the Mammoth to 2 wins in their 6 games played. They will be 2-3-1. 2 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. Rockford, in their 8 games played, they will drop to 3-6-0. And I believe that will keep them still in 7th. Unless the Cyclones do something, that's the only team separating these two that faced off here today. But a great effort from the Mammoth and from Rockford as well. Your final score, 6-4 in favor of the home side. The Mammoth dispatch the Rockford Roadrunners. Thank you again for tuning in for the Stream Sports Midwest Central States Game of the Week. For myself, Mike Napolitano, and my broadcasting partner, Aaron Schellen, we will see you next week. Thank you again.